Next up, in some HBTC law and order news, we have reached a conclusion on the Chiefs superfan turned fugitive bank robber, or at least are closer to a conclusion, because late last week, the 29-year-old Xavier Babudar, aka Chiefsaholic, pled guilty to charges related to a string of 11 bank robberies or attempted robberies in 7 different states. I've covered this story in detail, multiple videos. You can check out the playlist here all along the way. But this is the weirdo who wore a wolf mask to every Chiefs game and would basically rob banks as he drove to and from these Chiefs games around the United States. He finally got caught and arrested on his way to the Houston Texans game in Bixby, Oklahoma, December of 2022. And this is when the investigation started to connect him to a string of banks over the span of a year or more. Well, not only did Xavier plead guilty to robbing or attempting to rob 9 banks, as well as taking that money and trying to launder it by gambling online and at casinos, but he also admitted to robbing 2 more banks after he was arrested and awaiting trial. If you remember, he cut off his ankle monitor in March of 2023 and went on the run, but was finally caught roughly 4 months later in July of 2023. Well, during that time, Xavier admitted to robbing 2 more banks when he was on the run, bringing the total up to 11 attempted bank robberies, though most of them were successful. As a result of all this, it's reported that Babudar must pay over $500,000 in restitution to the victim financial institutions, forfeit any property involved in his money laundering activity, which includes this autographed painting of Patrick Mahomes that was received by the FBI. He bidded on this with stolen money at a Patrick Mahomes charity event, and is also subject to a sentence of up to 50 years in federal prison without parole. And hopefully he gets as close to the maximum sentence as humanly possible. I mean, he terrorized innocent victims time and time again at gunpoint during these robberies and deserves to be punished for it. And then after Xavier pled guilty to all this stuff, his goofy-ass lawyer, Matthew Merriman, took the opportunity to make yet another statement full of horrible, pathetic football puns.
From the beginning of this case, folks, the government has been blitzing, and Xavier's pocket was collapsing. We know that if he stumbled and he fell, he didn't let his knee touch the ground. But Xavier wants everyone to know that he loves the Chiefs Kingdom, he loves Kansas City, and he hopes that you'll rally to his support.
I honestly feel like this entire statement was a giant troll job for the cameras on the documentary they are doing on Xavier. But I will say this, if this lawyer was serious in any capacity at all, just know this. Nobody is rallying to this man and offering any form of support to him. Nobody wants anything to do with him within Chiefs Kingdom, at least 99.9% of people that are sane. And Chiefs Kingdom will be happy the day his sentence is read out loud and he spends the majority of what is left of his life in a prison cell.